Hi, I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day so far. um, so today I want to talk about testing. Should I test my kids or not? Um, as a homeschool family, I I listen to a lot of other family mom on YouTube talking about, I should not test my kids, like I'm not test to standardize my kids. And, there are so many things I talk about, like it doesn't sound like testing is good thing, but I think it's a different perspective from different family. And I remember back when I was in college and other stuff, I scared tests. Like I think we understand testing is like put me on the test and I learned for the test and then I forgot about it. But I never looked at the test at a different perspective until this week. We have to do the evaluation at the end of the year. And what I'm doing is this. Last year, I do the evaluation with a person, to talk to me and then give me the paper. This is good, but it's much simpler and easier. However, I don't know where my kid is. I don't know what level his reading is. I know math because I'm followed, by rate, so I know where his math skill are. But at the same time, I still don't know if he learned and memorizing the material he learning or he understand from what I'm teaching at all. So I have no standard of, like if my kids really observe the material, if my kids really, it's okay if he not observe the material, what is fine, so that I will know and I will go back and, and teaching again. But I don't have any of those tools when I go with the evaluator. And the evaluator just did not talk to him a little bit and say, okay, your kids are smart, intelligent, you don't have to worry about it. Yes, I love it. I love to hear that, right? But at the same time, I say, but where he is, especially if his reading level right now that higher than what I'm giving him, I would love to meet up with his instead of, giving him what I only know. And that's the one missing part. That's the reason why I say this year, let me try a different way of doing it. As I try testing and see how it's go. And if he not pass the test, and then I can go with evaluator and then combine them together. And that is another way can do it that way. But at least what I learned throughout this week, we have been working together, is that my boy, he not testing is a new environment for him. It's a different mentality. He's not there. He not able to. And when we do the homeschooling, we relax the kids or really relaxing and doing things in their own way, and they don't have the right habit like checking their work. And when they do the test, they repeat the same thing. They don't check the test. They don't check their answer. And even though I'm teaching him, but I'm still, it doesn't observe. And I was like, okay, that's the one part of missing. The second part is when he doing the test, I will know where he is. I would know exactly where he is, what's his level. And I know the material, I already teach him all of them. However, if he really understand, like deep understand and remember and have the right thinking to connecting, and he missing that part. And I was like, oh wow, like when I look at him doing the math, I'm like, okay, so that's the missing part right there. That's the second thing. The third one is that normally we do the work on the worksheet on the workbook, but the technology, the new world right now is moving towards to computer. So I heard a lot of kids go back to school, but still using they still have their book with them, their notebook or their home book with them, which mean they do a lot of on a computer, which mean, like you don't know, the future test will be moved towards to computer instead of paper. So I rather not to go to the traditional way and do the new way is moving with the new technology and for the convenient and fast answer, fast result. So I let him use computer, and the computer test is very, like give him a different anxiety, different mentality of looking at things and reading, and the font is smaller, and you don't read down like that, you read up like this. So it's like it's a new training. I seeing this as a new training. Like yesterday, I'm talking about habit training. It's like every little thing is a training. I see every little thing right now is a training. So I say that is another training. So like those are three things that I find is very helpful for my homeschooler being tested, not to compare him to other kids or compare him to the standards of the common school or public system. It's not about that. It's about for me to learn where he is, for him to learn, oh, I'm learning, but I don't remember things. So maybe next time when mommy teachings or when teacher teaching me something, it's me that I need to learn how to remember them. Or if when I doing the test, when I doing my independent work, when I practicing daily like that, I have to put it in and, like I learn how to learn. That's what it is. And that's what I try to, teaching him. And I see tests this time is very different perspective. It's not the same way as I used to see like 40 years ago, 30 years ago. Not at all. It's a very different perspective. And I'm sure the first time I took the test at the rate 1, I must fail because I did not know what to do. But because of 12 years over year, like after 5 years being tested every year at the end, or twice a year, or every week and every month, that's why I have the mentality of like, okay, I have to remember my material when I'm learning so that I can do better as my test. If I want to move forward to next grade, I must remember my materials. I must do well in my test. And I put the pressures on myself. I put the motivation to move next instead of stay back. And those are that I learned over the year. I'm sure I did not learn at the rate of 7 years old. I'm sure I'm learning by the time I failed so much until at 9 years old, 10 and 11 years old. So that's what I'm saying is that, like I don't see test is a standard testing to compare, but it's like the training, the feedback, even though fail this test as a feedback for mom know what to do, for the kids learn that, besides doing homework and brainless, and to do it and hand it in and run outside and play, I have to put some expectations, some standard in the learning, the quality of learning for himself. So instead of, sitting there and watching him to do the task, I'm, like kind of directing him, and because we do have the practice, right? So teaching him how to think in a different way, and and he's just stuck in one. We have to be after, but sometimes it doesn't have to be after all the time. It can be before, but before what? So that is the trick. Then there's some certain little trick like that, and then retest his one. So he had the habit of do the math, done, and then click on the red button and then run away. And I'm like, no, that's not how you do it. You have to retest your work. You have to look back. That is a learning process as well too. So I'm teaching him how to go back and reread and redo his test and step how to do it. I have the step. So everything is a training. I see everything as a training, even though doing the test as the training as well too. And this is not only training for him, for his standard to, qualify for the education, but at the same time, it's the habit of how doing things. It's a new thing teaching. And I really want to do more tests from now on, because not only for me to know where he is, but I would like him to learn the pressure. So I relax this time, not doing timing at all. But I think I should training him more, because t- training is not a habit of working your brain. And I think they are really young right now, and it's good to practicing that. And you had to learn how to be under the pressure. If you be laid back at homeschooling, homeschool is very laid back environment. I don't think it's difficult at all, and which is a good thing. But to be honest, when you go to college, if I don't train him taking the test and put the pressures, have the pressure time during the test and other stuff, he may be not doing well in the test. I'm not sure yet. I'm saying maybe speaking so soon, but what are you going to do in the first test in college, or maybe at the grade 12? Because of those, they have to do it. They have to do certain tests. So training the brain under the pressure at the early age is not a bad thing. I don't think it is, as long as you make it too stressful for them. That's a different story. But I see, like, should I test my kids? I say depend on, what your family standard, what your value is, what do you see, what you understand about a test. But today, or what I have been learning for the past couple of days, since the beginning of this week until now, and I'm going to continue doing tomorrow. Hopefully he will done that test tomorrow. But I learned so much from doing this test. It's telling me what I do in the test is speaking up to me more. And I am also learning, like his spelling, his vocabulary, and what expectations of the level is, what he's supposed to know, and what I'm missing in my teachings at this rate level. But he rate 2, I doing rate 3 tests. I think that's what they're supposed to do. So anyway, and he doing fine so far. Just the way of thinking is not there, and it needs time. It needs time to think, and this is give me the feedback that I need to put more. Like not like worksheet that brainless worksheet. You're just repeating the work but not thinking. I think I had to be smarter and give him a not a more difficult work, but the work that make him think. And when next time he come to me and asking questions, I need to ask question back instead of giving the answer. So there are so many things I learned from the testing. And to be honest, if you ask me, should I test my kids or not? In my opinion, I would say yes. But in your value and standard and family traditions, I don't know. I just share my experience and see how it is. And that's why I really believe in performance competition now, is because it put the kids into a training that makes them stronger. It's not weak, especially their muscle, their body, their brain. So doing this is fun. It is just fun. But when they go to the competition, there are different expectations, where there's a different standard. And if you want to be somewhere, you want to be excellent, you have to, practice in the excellent word. Like you have to go and compete with other people not to, like you are bad or you are the best or you are best of your, but it's just see where you are. And if you can go higher than that, and, you just compete within yourself. But the competition world, it gives you that environment for training yourself to get there. It does make sense. And yesterday, I take my kids to go to have a quick dinner at the Peruvian chickens restaurant, and we sit in there and eat. So my boy would just want to go to the restroom to wash his hands, and then so he walked. The lady sit behind the I think that there is the fridge something, or the cabinet or something. He sit behind it. He did not see him to come forward. He didn't see her. But this what happened. She just accidentally stretching her legs, and here Tiberia just walked forward to it, And then, like it happened so fast that he just able to jump over and didn't flip on his face. And the lady turned around and says, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean, I just stretched my leg. I said, no, don't worry. He's fine. And she said, he's so fast. And I like, yeah, you know why? Because he has been trained. He has been trained for 3 years. And that environmental training is not easy. It's very difficult. Sufu is they super disciplined with him and very difficult on him. Has very high standard. He had been trained. His kids are 7 years old, 5 years old, 4 years. Even though you're 4 years old and you start a class, you go and learn with adults. Don't learn with kids. It's a very different type of martial art class environment set up. Adult and kids learning together. There's no difference between a young adult and youth and teen and adult. No, not that. You are all is the same one class on the same belt, the same level. You move up together. You do the same thing. So, and at the same time, they had the mixed level together, like yellow level go with green and blue go with orange. So you know that they are better than you, stronger than you, practicing more than you. So you have to raise up your standard to do a better job. And that's what it is. And when I did not say anything at that time when the lady said, oh, he's super fast. And I think in my head, I say that's what it is, right? Because he had been trained. He had been trained for so much in Shaolin martial arts that at least that one skill he got out is like jumping fast, like respawn. If he hadn't been trained like that, I'm sure he gonna already flat on his face and crying. The lady gonna feel super bad about herself. And here I am gonna be very angry because this and that. Right? So, but it saved me last night. I don't make a big deal out of why I'm talking about this. I'm just thinking whatever in the situation is happened. And something happened is because of, it happened for a reason. And one of those has had to be trained. It cannot be if you're not training in these situations. When that happens, you know what it's gonna be, right? You're gonna flat on the face. But if you have been training so much and acting in, stretching your muscles and doing active all the form, you're gonna respond. Your muscle, your brain, your body, the whole body is ready to respond and respond fast is another way. So it's all about training and I like that. And so it's up to you if you want to do tests or not. But this week I learned so much and I want to share this. I just want to throw it out there and I want to share so much because it's very useful lesson so far for me to learn this year. So am I gonna go with evaluation only or testing only? I don't know yet. I maybe combine them. I maybe stay one. It depends on how the result come out. So I want things to put together because I know he know the material, but kids they don't know. They don't remember. They're 7 years old. So I'm seeing the learning process is the learning journey is gonna be another 20 years to go. If he wants to be a doctor, it may be longer than that. So it's only 2 years. There is so much he can learn. There's so much he can remember, and he did so well so far. So I'm happy whatever the result is, but the result is teaching me something this week, and I would like to improve that. That's it. Oh my God, it's 18 minutes already. So let me do 5 minutes practicing the song, and I'm going to turn it up and continue practicing. Tiberius had new lesson today. I'm not going to practicing though because I'm not done with my own lesson yet. But I think he's gonna be fine with this song. I don't need to. Maybe one of the song I'm gonna sit down and do different way with him, even though I'm done practicing. But I'm gonna continue practicing the other song because I really like the other song that I'm doing right now. It's so cute. And there's a one song over here he doing today is super cute too. So, but I have to be disciplined myself. I have to finish the other song first before I move on with this one. So 5 minutes. do it one more time. I do one more time and I'm gonna turn this off. All right, so it's done here. I'm gonna continue practicing. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you sometime tomorrow. I don't know when, what time it's gonna be, but definitely tomorrow again. Bye.